And there we go, we're back. Yeah, I guess the internet problem's not fixed then. That's kind of annoying. Also, I realised I forgot to actually start the local recording earlier, so yeah. The VOD for this isn't going to be quite from the start of the stream, but, well, it was literally just the first match, and it was a loss anyway. And me disconnecting there really didn't help, so let's hope that doesn't keep happening, but I guess we'll see. So, let's try that again then. Let's try and get that daily again. And, oh, there's a few more people watching now. I don't know if Twitch was just taking a little while to catch up, or else if me disconnecting was much more interesting than me actually being live and playing. Anyway, I'm not going to make any judgments there either way. Also, if it's 9 viewers, I think there was 6 people total watching Warplanes when I started, so we've already increased the number of people by like 150%. Anyway, so let's give this another go. This time it's Archipelago, and it's Decisive Blow. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay, it's the one with... okay, yeah, it's this setup. So one team gets the command center, which they're really close to. Our team gets the 2 spawn points that they're really close to, but the command center... I can't remember if it calls in bombers or if it's missiles, but either way, it's continually knocking out things on the 2 bases we're at. I can see the theory of it, but I don't know if it really works very well as an actual game mode. But I don't know. We'll see how we do. This time we're on the team that's started with the 2 spawn points closest. So let's split off towards the airfield, I guess. Actually, slightly further away, but anyway, we're in a Spitfire. We'll get there quite quickly. It really doesn't look that good on the medium graphics settings, but as long as it runs better. Even though we're not even getting quite 50 FPS. Like, Warships doesn't especially give consistent frame rates, but Warplanes struggles the most out of all of them. Easily. I don't think, did it even land a single hit there? Never mind. Sometimes you seem to
enemy bombers detected.
Seem to get those captured really quickly. Right, an XP-44, that's got to be up. Also, is this a bot? You can kind of tell the names for the bots are like kind of, you know, proper names, as it were. Where are we looking? There's another fighter incoming. But it's sometimes hard to tell because you could have good camouflage in this game by being an actual player, but giving your account name, you know, just a single name that was, you know, a bit like a bot, and then you would unexpectedly surprise people by not being a bot, I guess. So maybe you could do that, you could camouflage yourself. And again, this might actually be a bot. I think the bots seem to try and dive out of the way in a particular fashion. They have a particular signature. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just imagining things. Alright, oh, hello. It's getting a little fresh. Alright, he's done. What's above us? Bow fighter, we've also got bombers incoming as well. They're making a serious push for the airfield. Well, having said that, there's not all going for the airfield. Right, that bow fighter looks like he's I've lost the bombers. Where have the bombers gone? Oh, I kind of stalled a bit as well, which is why I wasn't going exactly where I wanted to. I think this must be one of the AI players. Yeah, these cannons, it's nice to have the cannons, but man, the cannons do overheat quickly on this thing. that should be an assist. The bombers are already dropping their payload. So the fighters over there. I mean, this one really does seem like the team that spawns next to the two cap points, despite the fact that you've got the continuous waves of bombers coming over. The bombers only kind of degrade the cap points over time, and so it's still easy to build up that quite significant points lead. We've already got double the points of the enemy team. And something, I was going to say something there. Oh, we get the spawn point with the airfield, essentially. So they've got to fly further. And this is only a 400 points mode as well, so if it was 800 points there'd be more time, but not necessarily enough to actually make a big difference. Also, if somebody says something in the chat, it's still just saying, it's just giving me that sorry reconnecting message, which is a little disconcerting. Maybe everyone's just being really shy. Right, I'm pretty sure that the F-110 is also a bot. But, you know, that was the logical, obvious solution to filling out the matchmaker, is just put a bunch of bots in. Which I think of all three titles is probably easiest to do in something like Warplanes. I think it's easier to make bots that fly not horribly than it is to make tank bots that fight not horribly. But they've actually managed to cap the airfield base, which is going to be a problem for us. But we still have a considerable points lead. Oh, I'm sucking so bad into... Oh, hello. Nope. That's an actual player. Definitely an actual player. Which means I can't select now that as a spawn point. The frame rate's holding up not too badly.
Keep it up. Victory is almost ours.
I will be, you know, spawning basically right next to the airbase, so that's alright. Oh, that's a bomber. That's one of Mitchell. Not sure. Probably even said there, and I wasn't quite paying attention. Right, so let's get a little bit of... This is some very angular looking contrails. Yeah, let's see if we can't do something about taking this airfield back. I do rather need it. Boomerang, which is, I was actually not expecting the boomerang to be as fun as it is, because you fight the bot boomerangs and they're not hugely effective.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions. The port will
I
be
don't think
unable to reach you. Do
they
you read
pack
me?
as big a
Over.
punch as the boomerang that you can buy as a premium. Ooh, let's turn in. I think I'm getting a bit ganged up on by the bots here. Yeah. And the Yak one ain't got me again. Yeah, they're starting to catch up now. We do need to take back this airfield, but the team's response is a little bit on the scattered side.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed.
Who else's
Return to
aircraft
base.
we can take a
Do
look at?
you copy? The enemy has
That's gotta
control
be
of all key objects.
IL-2.
You cannot leave it like
I
that.
think that's a premium, that one. Is this also an IL-2? Yeah. I should just look at the names. It tells you which one it is. And we've lost all three. So yeah, this time the enemy team have actually managed to take it. Losing that airfield was rather critical. Oh well, another loss. Never mind.
Attention, all
Try this again.
aircraft. Fall back and
I should mention, by the way, I don't know if there's any subscribers watching, but we have the new emote available. In fact, I can can post it myself in the chat. So there you go. That's the new emote. Can I read this? Oh, there we go, Foo. Yeah, I can see it. I just refreshed the page because I thought after my disconnect, I thought the thing might not be working correctly. It just occurred to me. So yeah, for some reason the Twitch chat hadn't reconnected. Well, that Yak1M was definitely the player of the game there. He absolutely carried that team. So there you go. There's the emo I commissioned from Jaws. Luckily, I didn't see the smack talk that you had. I wish it wasn't Pointy1 as the prefix, but somebody else must already have Pointy as a prefix. So yeah, I don't know what context we'd use that emote for, but I'm sure we'll figure it out together. Originally, it was going to be it's supposed to be like a rubber duckified AMX-40 turret. And originally you could see much more of the turret, but as ever, the problem with Twitch emotes is you've got to make it look legible while it's small, and it wasn't. It was too squashed. So, yeah, we've now just got kind of like the turret, and then I had the brainwave of, well, why not have a bit of text on there as well? It did just seem appropriate to have an AMX turret as my my first emote, because why not?
You are approaching the front
or just an
line.
AMX-40 anything as my first emote. Yeah, I'm sure it won't be the only one. But those are supposed to be actual rubber ducks, and mine is, you know... Mine's an AMX-40, but you just have to kind of figure it out from the context, I suppose. There's not really a good way to... I suppose you could have like a... If I had two emotes, and I know there's like a TOG emote that's like this, where you've got the separate... Like the front and the back of the TOG are separate parts, or they're different emotes. Maybe you could do that with an AMX-40, I don't know, just have it side profile. But, yeah, I've only got the one emote available, so it would look a bit weird if you only had half of an AMX-40. At least I think it would be weird. So, boomerang down to the ground. Oh, there we go, and we've got it. Right, who's got where? Capping there, so we need the... Yeah, this is a stumbling block, this one's called, so we have the non-repairing airfield, and we've got the... probably a bomber calling. I think it's always a bomber calling on this map, but I might be wrong. Actually, I think I am wrong. I think sometimes you get a command center that sends missiles.
Attention,
And having said that...
Enemy bombers detected.
No, that's not
Destroy them.
missiles, that's just like flares, okay. So we're both bombing each other's other sectors. You think I've got my FPS at the moment sitting... Well, you should be able to read the FPS counter. It's not sitting particularly high up at the moment, to be honest. Oh, they're coming out the sun at me. Yeah, it's about 30 to 40, or sometimes it's dipping under 30 on the medium graphics settings. That's new. Somebody... Is he trying to turn on me, or is he going for someone else? Well, I say new. As I pointed out in the first portion of the stream, which wasn't locally recorded, yeah, the A6M, I think it's on sale on EU now, A6M3. The cannons, so I won't take that out for a spin. I can't have a super cool exclusive super cool exclusive plane anymore. Whoa, don't smash into me. Let's try and use the cannons to blow things up. It's not ideal in a fighter, but you can kind of do it when you've got the cannons available. See, when I'm down low and there's more stuff for it to render on screen, like this is 20 to 25 FPS right now, which is not a particularly smooth playing experience, I can tell you. Whoa, then on my tail. Boomerangs! Whoa, hello. A little bit close. A little bit close there. Very bit. No, that was Jingles playing World of Warships, and I don't have Origin installed. So it's definitely not that. Whoa, no, whoa, it's fine. Yeah, my Warships frame rates when I stream are fine, they're nice and stable.
Communication with the headquarters established.
Yay, there we go. We've actually got with this. We've got 3 or 4 at the moment, I think, so that's a nice lead. And the enemy planes appear to be going for our bombers, so I've got some time to climb to altitude. At least I'm pretty sure I don't have Origin. Oh, maybe I do have Origin. I have Origin. Okay, Origin is installed, but it's not, like, running in the background. Oh, what have I done? Hello? Whoa, hello. Okay, that was a bit odd. Don't know what happened there. Very strange. I can try uninstalling it. I'm not sure I've actually got anything installed, any games installed through Origin at the moment. I think the only reason I do have it installed is because occasionally EA give away older games for free. You have to log into Origin to get them. So that's literally the only reason why I have Origin. I don't have any particularly more recent games than that. A little bit more altitude. There's a bunch of stuff coming in, so maybe whoosh back down in on this. Actually, that's a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have. Whoa. Whatever that is. No, I've lost it. Where's it gone? Too many planes. They've all come in at once. Right, we can, I think... Hey, little Mark. Is it looking really bad in OBS? It shouldn't do. The CPU's using, what, 35%? Anyway, I'm not going to go and uninstall Origin midstream, but... I mean, I guess it's not a terrible idea to uninstall it anyway. But I mean, that was Warships he was specifically having an issue with.
You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be
It's looking
available.
horrid. Oh, okay. We might have a little. Can we sneakily uninstall? I mean, it might be. I don't think it is, but it might be. We'd have to... Okay, we'll wait till after this game's finished, which shouldn't take too much longer. Is it doing what it was doing when it was hold fast at war? But bearing in mind, I don't have a preview of the stream going. I've only got my OBS. OBS looks fine. OBS is not super choppy. But where is even the feed thing?
Storm here.
I don't know.
Unable to proceed. Return into base.
Let's,
Do you copy?
where are these planes? Let's go down on these. Let's go down on these guys. Wait, no, hang on. That sounded exactly how I meant it to sound, I suppose. Right. Yeah, we'll try and figure it out. That is very strange. If like my OBS preview's fine. My OBS preview is the same FPS. Right. At the moment, it's 22 FPS. So that's that's not fine, but it's not like it's significantly different. But if it's really looking that bad, we might restart the stream. Hopefully the engine restarts soon. The engine back in operation. We're about to win this one anyway. They're almost out of... we actually got a first class pilot thing in this one. Looks more like a bitrate issue. We're outputting... Well, OBS is telling me a stable 4K. I will try restarting OBS. I'll try restarting OBS. I have nothing else running that might be stealing stealing bandwidth.
Great job
And if there
today.
was,
We'll be
OBS
waiting
would
for you
not
back
be
home.
giving me this, you know, thing. Heck, even in the Twitch preview, it's showing it at being 4K. Right, let's figure this out. What's going on? Okay, we're going to very briefly, you know, restart the stream. So let's try that. I'll be right back.
Your business is appreciated.
Right, did that do anything? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'll also just very briefly bring up my task manager. What else is running right now? No, it's basically a browser, OBS, Warplanes, Explorer, and that's it. There's not 50 bazillion other things running. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's hope this does it. Also, that was a win. That was actually not a terrible win. Let's see if we can see the details. Not a huge amount of silver, but not completely terrible. Yeah, that was okay. That was not terrible. So we'll try the Bowfighter and we'll see if the FPS is holding up. And if it's still that, I mean, I guess we can try uninstalling Origin. But it's not even running as a background process, so I don't know how it would be Origin under these circumstances. I think for Jingles it was because Origin was running as a background process on his PC. And I have Origin set up so that it you know, it doesn't start when the PC starts. It only starts if I specifically fire it up. So fingers crossed this does the trick.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Oh, somebody's recognized me. Which hopefully doesn't mean that they'll, you know, specifically try and kill me. I am right at the top of the team list. Okay, so how's this looking? How's this looking now? You wouldn't have thought that I'd have this much trouble with World of Warplanes. It's not exactly a brand new game. It's not exactly a massively graphically intensive game.
Pilots, get ready for action. Let's go.
Okay, so it was fine up until the battle actually started. Yeah, when there's no planes, like smooth 50 FPS. Man, when this VOD when this VOD goes up again. Oh, hello, but no, just keep going. Yeah, it's once again going to be the first part of the VOD being like, and here's graphical problems. Wow, what a smooth running, amazing game you've made, Wargaming. Right, I only dropped one bomb there. I was a bit too busy blabbing. Right, where do we want to go next? Across to that one there. Seems good again. Okay, so fingers crossed this is it. Whoa! That was good. That was a bit close. HU-112. The reason I'm going over here is I don't think they've got any ground attackers, so with all my bombs and rockets I can quite usefully help out in this base hours. Which, you know, also got some decent XP. Oh, Did we just take it? Did I just waste that bomb? Well, not wasted it. It's still going to reload, but it takes like 2.5 minutes to reload, so it's not that good. Anyway, we've still got a full load of rockets. Yeah, it was weird. It was recording okay on my end. Like my OBS preview was fine, so I don't know. Maybe when the internet dropped and then OBS like auto reconnected, something got snarled up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge to know what the issue might have been. Clearly the bits weren't getting to Twitch as they should have been. Man, it won't even play when I'm not recording or streaming at that at that FPS. Right, what, were you trying to do that, sir? I don't know, but that's a bit annoying that we did. Oh, and there's a Spitfire coming for me. A6M2. Right, I think we're a bit committed to trying to rockets, but no, there's too many of them.
From the military base. Take
Never mind. Why are we looking at a bot boomerang? I don't know. Is there literally nothing else I can look at right now? Is everybody else dead? I don't think so. Why would it choose a bot as the first thing to look at? Right, they are seriously having a crack at the airfield, it looks like, so let's gain some altitude. They do have a bomber that looks like he might be trying to sneak for our factory or whatever that whatever that base is. 3. Is anyone above me? Let's try to swoop around this one. It's on the Spitfire, Dagger. Land hitting 2 as well, that'd be dashed useful. Right, there's one. If someone can get this Spitfire off my tail, I think that would be nice, but there's not really enough allies nearby. No, not going to make it. We're well ahead on points, but they're starting to seriously congregate over here, and the team doesn't seem to be responding. Yeah, we actually just lost the cap point, and we've got missiles coming in on our cap. So we started off well, but I think this is maybe swinging against us. But oh, good lord, we're not even really retaining control of this. We've got multiple planes over there as well. This is maybe starting to slip away from us a little bit. Right, let's do the airbase, because the airbase gives them the spawn point. And I've got all my rockets still, and my bombs are about to come back. Apart from their own defense planes, I don't think they have a lot over here. More rockets. Altitude before I try and bomb
Keep it up.
something.
Victory is almost ours.
Oh. Struggling to get the reticle where I want it. Oh, the aircraft is on fire. Should probably do something about that. Right, actually, let's drop both bombs because it seems like we're about to die. We don't seem to be trying to retake the airbase. Apparently, I was the only one.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions.
Right, we've retaken that base at
least. Do
you
read me? Over.
But given how, I don't know, we seem to have been weirdly far ahead on points, but the enemy team has seriously closed the distance. Just considering how it's going now. We could lose this one, definitely. How's the frame rates holding up, by the way? I've not seen anyone complaining about it looking like a flickbook, so I'm guessing it's at least reflecting what I'm getting. Yeah, this team's getting completely outclassed. It seems like heavy fighters you really want to be in with the crowd,
Unable to proceed.
which is kind of not... Well, we're not gonna... We're already... Wow, we're already quite well down on points. Down on planes, even. So, they've just got numerical superiority, and they've got 2 account points. We can keep this one remaining... base area. Maybe play for time and we don't all die.
All positions are captured by the enemy.
Nope.
You must
Having said that, no, they've
the
kept it. Is that tier 3 the BSH? I thought it was a tier 3 for some reason. Or is that a different plane from the BSH? No, I think it's the same one. Maybe? Right, well, there's more than a minute until I have either rockets or anything else back, so we're just going to strafe things. But it doesn't matter, they've won. Yeah, we had such a stonking early lead, and then it seems like we kind of threw it away. Yeah, I saw that Far Berserker. We've gone over this. He was talking specifically about warships, and as it turns out, yes, I do have Origin installed, but it's not running at all at the moment. I even checked the process, the Windows Process Manager, and no, there's no Origin, so I don't see how it could be. But I might uninstall it afterwards anyway. We were tantalizingly, like, it seems like just a little more effort on our team's part. We could have had that, but never mind. I was thinking I would have gotten to try one of the premiums by this point, but here we are still trying to get this second daily. And it's already been an hour. Yeah, it wasn't terrible, Far Berserker. It definitely wasn't terrible. I think I'm going to have to keep poking the ISP because the stream bitrate thing actually is flicking yellow every so often. Which is not, like, it's not my end. It's even... No, it's probably not advisable to mess with the bitrate in the middle of the stream. So, yeah, but the fact that it is still dropping out means that it's dropping out less than it was. It's definitely happening less frequently, but it's still happening. So it wasn't just my router / modem. The fancy new one hasn't solved the problem. This map again. Gee, this isn't at all familiar. This time it's Edge of the World, and it's, I don't know. It's nice that they came up with these names, I suppose, but on the other hand, I'm never going to remember which one's which in terms of the setups without actually looking. Right, I think I got the upgraded bulbs. Right, I should miss the no, I went a bit long, but I still hit something. Oh, is that a... Yeah, it's going to flattens on my tail. Just my payload away. So that's the A6M that's Knocking some quite heavy chunks off there. That 30mm cannon is quite potent. Well, these cannons are pretty good as well. This isn't a bomber, Shiva. I think the Beaufighter was used as a strike aircraft, but it was a heavy twin-engined fighter that came out of the. Originally, I think it was the Bristol Blenheim, and then the Blenheim kind of design eventually, because the Blenheim was not adequate, but it kind of spawned both the Beaufighter and the Beaufort. The Beaufort was a light bomber, and the Beaufighter, as the name suggests, was a heavy fighter. Lots of cannons, but also there were variants that carried some bombs. I think there were variants with torpedo armament. So yeah, it's sort of a variety of uses. It was actually quite a useful plane for the RAF. It's one of these things like the Beaufighter, the Blenheim is sort of slightly infamous for not, like, it was a very fast plane for its time in the 30s when they actually designed it, but by the time of the actual outbreak of war, it was already a bit outclassed. The Germans already had fighters that could easily catch it. And when they built the whole thing on the concept of, well, it's going to have speed. It's going to rely on the speed rather than have lots of defensive armament or being super maneuverable or anything like that. Yeah, that can be a bit of a problem. But then it spawns two incredibly, this incredibly successful design. I think the Beaufort wasn't
a large enemy force is attacking the military base.
I don't think it's as successful as this. Right, so we got 4 out of 5. Mind you, it looked like we were doing really well last time as well. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes quite how well you're actually doing. Right, maybe we should try and, well, yeah, my rockets are nearly back, and we've actually got bombs back. Push on this base isn't the worst idea, although having said that, let's, yeah, there's nobody backing me up. I've just realised that, yeah, that only really works if there's more than one of you, and everybody else has spoken off elsewhere or died. Well, it's looking better now, Little Mark. It wasn't when I started the... Actually, no, it was fine when I started the stream. It was after Twitch dropped. After my internet connection dropped and OBS auto reconnected, that maybe caused some issues. Right. Pushing the middle. Right, just randomly at 24 FPS, even though there's nothing on screen. Looking that way gives me 36. Back this way. Back below 30. I have no idea. I really don't. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's like super well optimized. You mean in general? Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to take the compliments then. I'm not used to compliments. Caption guy was not one for compliments. And now he's dead. Well, you know, not dead, but diminished. Powers are constrained. Attack. Right, that's a bunch of enemy fighters coming in that direction. Well, you know, this is still why is it showing that? That's weird. This is still like an early access game though, Sombra. I mean, it's not like they've got you know, 2.0 thing on the end of the title or anything. Oh wait, hang on. You know, it's fun. It is. It's actually they've made it fun, but my word, it does not run particularly well. Right, where's that? were trying to sneak in there as well.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
So you got a fighter buddy? Well, the P-40 is going for the fighter buddy. Let's circle back for this BSH.
Way to go.
Oh, I thought the P-40 was
Victory
going to go
is
for that
close.
fighter, but anyway. We can do like air-to-air rockets. No, I meant to do that. It's fine. It's fine. Let's seeing if I could, you know, and then I maybe misjudged slightly. Whoop. Hello, Spitfire.
There's a heavy storm here.
Finishing.
Unable to proceed.
Anyway,
Return into base.
I don't know if I got
Do
that
you
kill or not.
copy?
No, I don't think I did. Major contribution to destroying, so not quite. This, P-40. Oh, and on the tail.
All military bases are under our control. The enemy will
Oh,
be
somewhere there's a whole
defeated.
bunch of zoom away from this effectively. This is a problem even with the extended engine boost. Getting out of the effective range of the guns is not easy. But there we go, coming towards allies does help. Maybe my AI gunners might score some hits as well. Yeah, that's giving him something else to think about. Which is a good thing, because I can't respawn right now. Oh, this is an AI craft anyway.
Victory is ours.
Oh, we have a sub! And, wow, I can't even... We'll have to wait for Streamlabs to pick that up, because I kind of missed who that was. It's a little bit too small on the OBS preview. The Big Bang Sniper, thank you very much. You now get to use the magnificent new sub icon, or, well, yeah, the only emote that I've got, as demonstrated by Little Mark. I could have just looked at the Twitch chat, actually. Why did I go and look at Streamlabs? I don't know. I'm that organised. Anyway, but thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, 10.4K was alright. There was, I mean, there was a version where the gun was coming out of the duck's mouth, but it kind of looked like the duck was just smoking a cigarette, which made no sense at all. So, yeah. I realise a duck's head might seem a little bit generic, but you just kind of have to, you know, think that it's in association with me, so therefore duck equals AMX40, okay? You're just going to have to go with it, guys. Or else petition Twitch to make us to let us have much bigger emotes. But I think Jaws did a pretty good job, though. I'm quite pleased with that. That was money well spent. Right, so let's try one of the things. Actually, let's try the boomerang, which will get us some cash monies. I think I can use the bow fighter. Like, if I'm understanding correctly, and it's still slightly confusing to me, but when this number here is 100%, at that point you can put pilots into premiums and have them be trained on the premiums. But before it's still at before it's at 100%, like say, I don't even know. Or am I just getting that completely mixed up? I don't know, but yeah. So let's stick the bow fighter pilot in there, because they'll pick up some experience, hopefully, maybe. It looks like a weird Pokemon. The AMX40 looks like a weird Pokemon, though, so it kind of fits. Now, the person that gifted this is actually Australian themselves. They gifted me that and the Mustang, and they requested that I put on the RAAF roundel, which has a kangaroo in the middle, but sadly that's not available, so I had to do the next best thing and slap an Australian flag on the side. You're giving me tough love, Little Mark. I don't know, I'm not sure I want Little Mark's tough love, to be honest. I think in future I'll try and have, you know, if more emote slots become available, we'll try and have a more recognisably AMX40 emote. But the idea I had for that first one just did not work out at all. Jawson basically did a whole other emote for me, but when it was squashed down to Twitch emote size, it just did not look good. So we went with the kind of the close-up instead.
Cover your allies. Hit the enemy.
Because, you know, unlike the
and we shall
AMX40,
win.
it's known as the duck. The association is clear, right? So we've got, what is this? Asian border frontline, and this is, oh, there's one airbase that can repair. So that's going to be kind of critical. This is also a tier 6 game, so we'll see how we do.
Show me what you can do, pilots. Let's roll.
So yeah, we're going to need this for sure. Wargaming missed a lot of good things, like the concept of good game development. Wow, Sombra, you're so old and bitter. Despite the fact that you're like, what, 17? I kid. You're slightly older than that. You're not quite Billy aged. Mind you, however old Billy is, I'm sure people will still joke about that. But he's... what was the joke for a while, that he was a French teenager or something like that? I'm not sure he appreciated that too much. You're too brain tired to play warships or tanks. No, I know that feeling. Although I did manage to get... I've done a Patreon video for tomorrow, so... which is a little bit more waffly than maybe would be ideal, but... all things considered, I think wasn't too bad. Just the fact I managed to get it finished at all. Right, that's definitely... The bots seem to evade in a very, very distinctive way. Whoa! The boomerang's trying to... That other boomerang's trying to follow me straight up. Right, the Spitfire's dead. So yeah, it's a slightly... like, it's quite an American looking plane almost. Whoa, hello, what's on my tail? Air defense aircraft. Oh, it was one of the bow fighters, so it shredded me with cannons. Ouch, that doesn't sound fun, Shiva. Right, we haven't actually capped it yet, so we're going to have to spawn back at the regular spawn area. So we'll fly back over that way again, because we really, like, the airbase does seem to be particularly critical for this particular thing. The thing in the thing with the thing and the other thing. Thing is such a useful word. I'm pretty sure we stole that one from some Scandinavian language. Right, there's a bit of a tussle. The enemy's main focus does seem to be over that centre cap area at the moment. But if we can get this base and get that respawn... I see you, Mr. F4F. Yeah, if we can get that respawn, then I think that'll be very useful. Now this has got 20mm guns, which I don't think the defence variants have, but yeah, the cannons at tier 5, like the Spitfire, it seems to. Are they firing rockets at each other? It seems to overheat very quickly. Gresham, that seems... That must be a bot. We seem to mostly have human players. Like maybe the enemy team has more bots. I don't know how it distributes the bots. I think it would try and do it equally. But if they've optimised for speed over kind of equalisation of AI numbers, I don't know. seems like a thing wargaming might conceivably do. Right, so back to the middle. We've now got this base. We don't need to repair ourselves. We're also, because we've got the middle cap, we're getting the bomb call-ins. Calling the police. Wow, that went to a dark place. But, well, you know, it's the in thing at the moment, right? If you're a celebrity. Yeah, I don't know. Or a politician from Alabama. There you go. There's a topical, not even a joke, just a reference. A reference that leaves me scratching my head and saying, what the hell, Alabama? I know you've got a reputation, but dear Lord, this is a worse one to have. I think that vote was today as well, that particular... Is it Senate or Congress? I can't even remember that particular election. Implying I'm a celebrity. I am inside my own head, damn it. I'm the biggest celebrity in this particular village. On this particular island where nobody lives. I'm a celebrity, goddammit. Why is there bots in the game at all? They had... I mean, I think the bots have been a feature for a while just because they're clearly for a very long time struggling with very low player numbers. And I think they still kind of are. They still kind of have low player numbers, but it's not as bad as it once was. So, you know, they're just there to fill out the roster. But also it's possible to make the bots be a bit more effective than in warships or in tanks. I think giving them 3 dimensions to work around in, and I guess there's just kind of less potential situations to code. Not there we go,
proud of you, pilots. Head back home.
I'm an American teenage politician. Exactly, little Mark. There are more players, but there are not enough players to completely fill out teams at all tiers. I think is the best way of explaining it. But I mean, it works relatively well. I'm not going to say it's brilliant, because I don't think the bots are particularly great, but, you know, it works relatively well. Right, so that was an okay game. Nothing spectacular, but, you know, the boomerang's fairly nice. Doesn't seem to be... Like, I'm no judge in this game of what's overpowered versus what isn't. I'm sure there are planes which are genuinely overpowered, but this one seems to be okay. How far do the planes go? Do you get jets? Yes, you do. I think it's tier 8 upwards. Tier 9 and 10 there for the Germans. Actually, no, the 262's in at tier 8 as a heavy fighter. What about the 265? Is that a jet? No. It seems to be from sort of tier 8, tier 9 that the jets come in, so... Look on the Russians, it's probably the same. Yeah, the Russians tends to be tier 8. Again, tier 9. I don't think there's any tier 7 jets. The Americans, it seems to be tier 9 and 10 only, so they don't seem to have any tier 8 jets. Again, tier 9 and 10 for the Japanese, but they get a rocket plane at tier 8, which is just completely ridiculous, the J-8M. Which is basically the Japanese produced version of the Comet, the ME, was it the ME-163? I can't remember, someone in chat will remember. There's a tier 7, oh there is, there's a premium meteor at tier 7, you're right. Slam dang. Okay, that might be the only tier 7 jet, I don't know if there's any others, don't think there is. Yeah, that might well be the only tier 7 jet then. I could even maybe buy 1 or 2 of these, but I'm just drowning in premiums as it is. So, if there's any requests, by the way, now that I've done the dailies, when I've played the Boomerang, I could maybe play the Mustang, which is, you know, tier 6 P51s versus the Chinese premium tier 7, which, you know, this might go on sale itself at some point as a premium, because at the moment the only way I've got it is I think this is one of the ones I was given by Wargaming, because they did give me some of them. And the Mosquito as well as one I was given. Yeah, I know, just streamer problems, hey Nikos, just drowning in premiums. Although, like 5 or 6 of these premiums, and there's even a code for those of you that are playing Warplanes. Where is it? This is one I picked up from Reddit, so, you know, that's a useful place. But if you have Warplanes, this code is good, definitely on the EU and the NA server, and it gives you, let's have a look, it gives you this plane, which is a tier 2, which is, you know, okay, it's a tier 2, but it also gives you a tier 5. It gives you the Spitfire 1A, which I haven't actually played yet, but, you know, it's a Spitfire. But it's a machine gun Spitfire. It doesn't have... Yeah, it's just got the 7.7 mils. So you just rely on, you know, masses and masses of machine guns, which the British realised relatively quickly wasn't actually that effective. So yeah, you put that in the usual place where you put in a code, and then yeah. So nobody seems to particularly want to have requests. What plane was that? The code, the Spitfire 1 and the FW52 or whatever it was, FW56. Which is a rather gangly looking affair. The Bristol 146. I believe I hung on to the 146. Yeah, I could take the 146 out for a spin. And maybe we'll take out the Mustang 1 after that. So let's give that a go. The Bristol 146 is actually alright. I think this is a fairly good tier 4 fighter. If you want to, Matanza, but I probably will be playing some of the tier 6 and tier 7 premiums, so I might do those first. See you, Foo. Thank you for joining. I'm probably going to be streaming for maybe another half hour. And then I shall have to do the final finishing touches on tomorrow's video and set it for rendering.
Attention! You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
So yeah, we'll do the tier 6 Mustang after this. And then I don't even know. Yeah, it doesn't have any cannons, the Mustang Mark 1. But it does have some tasty 50 cals. The 50 cals are rather nice. They do seem to have been relatively generous in terms of the number of premiums they've given away. Even though they've mostly been tier 5 and under. But, you know, they're at a stage where they do still want people to come and play, so they're willing to be more generous. You go back far enough in World of Tanks and, you know... players of a certain generation got the T-34 for free. Tier 8 premium just completely for free because they did a line split with the American heavies. And you cannot really conceive of them giving away a Tier 8 premium for free these days. The closest thing they have now is when they've changed the two British Tier 10 heavy tank and the tank destroyers. Oh well, destroyer premium singular prane. That's not the right word. And they let you keep the old ones, but they aren't actually premiums. But you can still kind of swap in commanders, and they're like reward tanks. So it's about as generous as they're willing to be these days. Right. Oh, it's this one again with the 2 cap points. There's also one of the premiums I have that I actually got from watching another streamer briefly. I think it was it Yusril? don't know, somebody that normally... I think it was Yusril, who normally does World of Warships streams. And I saw he was playing a bit of World of Warplanes, and he had some codes to give away because he's still a community contributor. Which I think that's another thing they've been, you know, sprinkling codes around the various community contributors that have been playing this. Flamu's probably given away a bunch of codes as well. You got a type and you got the free T-34. Well, you've been playing the game for a while then. Or at least, you know, you were playing it back then, I suppose. I think there's a fair proportion of bots on both teams. In fact, I think most of both teams are bots in this case. Earl Grey gave some planes away as well. Oh yeah, I think I saw that. I think I saw his video. Or I saw that his video had been posted.
Bomber squadron detected. Engage them immediately.
I'll climb and engage these guys over here. Yeah, 2 planes for the Bow Wop, which I think is a code that was on some website somewhere that somebody then yeah, that's a bot, that somebody posted on the subreddit. It's useful to keep an eye on the subreddit for even just things like codes. Whoa, 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 bit too close, bit too close. Tended to do that, but anyway. Yeah, the bots roll in an incredibly distinctive way. So yeah, you'd think, given that this isn't a... It's weird that there's no hurricanes. You'd think there'd be like a hurricane at tier 4 or something like that, but given that this is not anything that was ever used as a production fighter, it's shooting at me. Oh, it's a biplane. Well, I'm dead. I'm never going to outturn that. Just like low tier War Thunder, if a biplane gets in your tail. Like in low tier War Thunder, you can at least try and run away, but you can't do that in Warplanes at all. Running is very rarely an option. But yeah, the biplanes are kings of the low altitude turn fight, so I was just a bit dead. Well, that's it. That's why they give away planes and codes, because hey, it's free stuff. You might as well try it, and then if you discover you like it, then yeah. The Hawker line's supposed to come out this month. Okay, so that's actually going to lead to a separate line. Okay, it's good to know. Right, we've lost control of this base, which is probably largely because of that one attacker. But if we can get it back, actually with just machine guns, it's probably worth me going after this bomber. Any defense aircraft that have spawned here? So, oh, there we go. Apparently that was enough. Right, there's actually not a huge points gap, but we are ahead. Yeah, I didn't see the biplane was there until I was already in the place that I shouldn't be, basically. So
keep it up. Victory
it can be difficult trying to keep track what's around you, which is exactly the same problem I have when I've been trying to play War Thunder in the past. But I don't know, War Thunder seems to it seems to go back and forth with people really enjoying it or people just mainly complaining about things. And at the moment it seems like based on just even watching other people that I watch the videos of, like Bohica, and sometimes I watch Fly Daily's vids on it as well. A lot more War Thunder Ground Forces content coming out rather than aircraft. So aircraft, air forces in War Thunder seems to have fallen out of favour a bit, but I don't know why. Is this game still being developed? Yes. There was a lot of speculation for a long time that Wargaming would just drop it, which is why it became it came out as such a surprise when the 2.0 release was announced. Seemingly out of the blue. Well, it was out of the blue for most people because they hadn't been basically following the game for a long time. So yeah, but yeah, Wargaming, I think, you know,
Great job today.
it's still not that
We'll be
heavily
waiting for
populated
you back
compared to
home.
World of Tanks or even Warships, but Wargaming certainly seem to have put more resources into it. But we'll see if this lasts for the long term. But for now, you know, it's not that difficult to get through to, say, Tier 5. And you can have fun at the low tiers. Right, so that was the 146, which is alright. It's a reasonably fun little plane. Let's have a crack in the Mustang. The British Mustang. Let's get the bow fighter pilot again. So yeah, I don't know what version of the Mustang is, but you know, it was, you know, the Mustang Mark 1 in RAF service apparently, so you could probably look that up and figure out which version it is. But yeah, this doesn't have any cannons, which I think the Tier 7 version does, or am I making that up? No, that's all 50 cals. Oh, okay, that's the difference then. That's all 50 cals, whereas this has got a bunch of the 7.62. So the firepower's a bit less. A P-51A. Okay, well, okay, there we go. It's great. I can just say things and then have chat do the donkey work and look things up for me. I did read something about people not liking the fact that like the first 5-6 minutes or longer of War Thunder, like realistic battles. I think it was particularly realistic battles they were talking about. Is that you just spend that first couple of minutes just climbing to altitude, and everything takes place at altitude. So that's more of a problem with the meta than the actual game, I think. But yeah, that kind of thing then does clearly favour some planes over others. The giveaway is the American engine. Okay.
Hit the enemy, and we shall win.
I haven't tried bombers in this game, by the way. The bombers are still only premium. I don't have enough tokens to... I can convert my gold into tokens to buy a Blenheim or any of the other bombers. But I don't know if that's particularly efficient as a use of my gold.
Appreciated.
Oh, thank you for the
Show me
follow,
what you can do, pilot.
somebody.
Let's roll.
Let's Streamlabs for that. Let's have a quick look. Slam Dancer, thank you very much. The bee used the Merlin. Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit, I don't know if that's true, it's a little bit sad maybe, because I never really enjoyed War Thunder Ground that much, but I don't know, I sucked at planes, so I've never really, I don't know, occasionally I kind of sporadically go back and fire up War Thunder, and then I'll play it for 2 or 3 weeks on and off. And then eventually I decided I'd much rather have the hard drive space back for things for more. Although, one of the things I'm going to do with the new PC is I think I'm just going to have a hard drive that is specifically for old versions of tanks and warships clients, because they take up so much space. I'm actually running out of space on my current main hard drive, which is a 2 terabyte drive, and even with the folders all compressed, it's probably still 500 plus gigabytes of just old wargaming clients, so I can play older replays. Which is, it's a bit of a, you know, hefty amount of space to dedicate to that one thing. What I might even do, and I've been considering it, is just maybe buying a separate 2 terabyte drive for the main
Your
drive.
business is appreciated.
And then take my current 2 terabyte main drive out of this and have that just be for clients. Wow, you're all the way up. Oh, that's a bomber. Okay, that's why. So I'd then still have a pair of smaller drives in this thing. And I'm rather thinking I probably want a bigger SSD as well, but I might cheap out and just buy one that's the same size as my current SSD. Because there are other things that are turning out to be more expensive than I thought they would be, like, that's way too early to go. RAM is going to be way more expensive than I initially figured, and I'm probably going to have to buy a case as well, which I wasn't also counting on. That was a big blow. I was thinking I'd probably get away with reusing an old case that I do actually have just sat in a corner, but I don't think it would have sufficient airflow, because I've since learned that actually the processor I bought is kind of a hot one. So, you know, obviously I'll be getting a decent cooler, but then you need a case with decent airflow to go with that, otherwise it's all just a bit kind of wasted. Where's this guy? Oh! Okay, not actually closing the door. Oh, he's boosting out there. So there's a few too many of us, maybe? No, I'm not, I don't think it's going to be a hot enough system to warrant water cooling. Water cooling would be, I think, like a whole extra level of complication and probably expense as well. I'm not getting some super high-end graphics card to go in this, so yeah, I think water cooling would be pretty serious overkill. AIO? Is that a brand of, you know, case, I guess? Don't really know cases. I did. This is genuinely true. I was going to tweet about it and have a little, you know, have a little funny haha tweet on Twitter and post. I was convinced that surely there would be a Hello Kitty themed PC case that you could buy somewhere. But I was disappointed to find that no, nobody sells such a thing, which is clearly a gap in the market. So there was going to be a funny tweet on Twitter with a Hello Kitty. Right, oh, we're on fire. If I die, if I might. No, never mind. I do have the skill on this pilot that lets you maneuver violently and put out fires, but there just wasn't enough time. So yeah. And it would have been hilarious, right, you guys? It would have been super funny, me getting a Hello Kitty themed PC case. Everybody would have laughed so hard, right? And proclaimed me to be a comedy genius, because, you know, I am, basically. I'm just going to tell myself that. AOI is all-in-one water cooling.
Keep it up. Victory
water
is
cooling for dummies.
hard.
Well, I am a dummy, it's true. I'm just partly, I don't know, I'm partly, like, it's just the idea of having a bunch of liquid inside my computer seems a bit dicey. Seems like it could go catastrophically wrong very, very quickly. Especially if I'm the one that's putting it all together.
Great job today.
Oh, there we go, grade 2 fighter, that's not completely terrible. So yeah, you get 50 cals, it's not bad, it's reasonably fast. Seems an okay play. Nothing will go wrong. This is me we're talking about. I'm sure I could find a way to make something go wrong. Though having said that, I've never managed to like blow up a PC yet. And my last 2 PCs I did put together myself. Right, that was okay. I've actually made a pretty decent profit this stream so far. I think maybe what 1 or 2 more games, something like that. So, any other requests? The only thing that's going to be hot in there is maybe the processor, and I think it should be more than easy enough for me to you know, get it sufficiently air cooled that it's not going to be a problem. I don't have an IL2, which I think that's a premium, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the IL2 is a premium. Yes, there it is. 1600, that's not even that expensive. But anyway, play the code premiums. I could give the Spitfire a go. Just a, it's basically this, but without the cannons, I think. But you know, sure. Let's give it a go. I think the only attack aircraft I've got is a tier 3 premium, which is you fly quite low and slow, you drop a bunch of bombs, and then that's it. And if anyone tries to shoot you, you're pretty much dead. I don't have the Millennium Skull helmet. You can't even buy that as a regular premium at the moment. It's still via the tokens. Yeah, for ground attack aircraft, you do need skull helmet. I mean, he's right. You basically need cover. You can't ever stray off on your own. I've seen people try and sneak off and, you know, weaken an enemy base, but generally speaking, even against the air defense aircraft, you don't do that well.
Zone controlled by the enemy.
Oh, plateau. I rather like this map actually. We're top tier, which is nice. Yeah, I was recommended a Noctua cooler, a CPU fan. So that's probably what I'll be getting.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go.
Well, let's have a go. So yeah, this is a machine gun only Spitfire one, and I think the regular Tech Tree Spitfire you can upgrade to like Spitfire 2, which has some cannons. Whereas this is just Daka. So it's maybe a bit more like a tier 4. Whoa. Oh, it's only AA fire even. Oh, and now there's a plane on my tail. But it's still a Spitfire, you know, it's still maneuverable. Oh, never mind, we're capped already. Also, I've just noticed you've got that split white and black underbelly. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so this is one of the things where also, you know, I didn't count on maybe paying as much as I'm going to be paying, but I still think I can do the whole PC build in like under £1,200. If I was trying to also buy a new GPU on top of everything else, that would blow my budget completely out. Man, why do computers have to be so expensive? Clearly the way to go forward is I should have just bought myself like a second-hand Xbox 360. Yeah, anyway. Well, that's an actual... Whoa, okay. Bit of a mid-air there. Getting a bit close, but help out our sakes. Whoosh! Right, this is getting a bit hot. I'm going to go low and evasive. I like this map because, wow, well, it doesn't look so good on low resolutions or low graphic settings. But yeah, the terrain affords you some possibility to make getaways that you can't really do on a lot of other maps. But you've got these kind of deep canyon areas which allow you sometimes to get a bit closer, to sneak up, to be a little bit tricksy. When you've only got machine guns, yeah, you really do need sustained fire to do any particular amount of damage. So it is a lot more like tier 4 fighters in that regard. Whoa, hello, don't know what happened there. Whoa, and some on my tail. Whoa. Make it get away. Oh, nope. There's another Spitfire. For the for thermal paste, I've heard, I can't even remember what it is, but there's something, there's some solvent that you can use to safely get it off without damaging the CPU. But you need like cotton buds to do it. You know, you do it very carefully, basically. At least I think it's cotton buds. Also, possibly cotton bubs. Cotton bubs are now a thing. It's been decided. Right, I'm doing terribly so far. I don't think this is... I mean, this is one of those things that I don't think you particularly would want to buy, but as a premium that they're just giving away is not terrible. The thing that Sombra said, I think that's it. That word seems familiar. Oh, FW190 that's coming in hot on my tail. He's on his tail, so that's kind of worked out for me. But that is a bot. That roll is so incredibly distinctive. Right, he looks like he's in serious trouble. He's going to have our 109. Pepper him to death with 12.7, which is literally machine gun ammo. Oh, hello! Wow, there's someone right behind me. Please don't collide. Did I ever play Overwatch? I haven't. I've watched it a bit. Honestly, I've played stuff like BF2 in the past, but Overwatch does not honestly seem like my kind of game. I don't think I could keep up with the pace. I mean, there are times when even stuff like World of Warplanes, like this game, or World of Tanks, gets a bit too... not fast-paced, but there gets to be a bit too much going on at once. Something like Overwatch would probably be just a bit beyond my capabilities. Which I don't even think it's... because I'm, you know, so hideously ancient and old. Yeah, like 31. So old. But, I don't know. I've always had issues with games that throw a lot at you at once. I think it's just... I don't know, you can maybe chalk it up to being an Asperger's thing, maybe. Right, that's one down. But, you know, I'm sure that's not exclusive to being on the spectrum. Right, they have... wow, we're about to lose... we're about to lose one. I think we're probably going to lose this one overall. We're not doing so well.
Over.
Oh, hello. BF110, I see you. Should mostly avoid that. It's mostly the flak that's been pinching bits of my health. Whoop. Hopefully I'm knackering his engines. Whoa, don't collide, don't collide, don't collide! Oh, that was completely intentional. Oh, right, we wanted to try and make a getaway while we, oh, don't think we're going to make it. While we heal. Use the canyon wall at all. Nope, I'm dead. And I can't respawn. Rat bag. But yeah, we're losing this one, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the Spitfire 1A. Which is okay for a thing they're giving away for free, but I wouldn't pay money for it.
They've almost got us.
And I guess we'll go and play the Tier 2 that they're giving away as well.
A rocket has reached the target. Enemy objects damaged.
Right, can I not go back to hangar? Why will you not let me go back to hangar? Oh, I guess I just have to bring up the menu. That was complicated and technical. Complicated and technical reasons. Yeah. I think it's just, yeah, it is just, like, I'm sure there are plenty of people that cope with it fine. But, that's always been a thing I've had difficulty with, is, like, lots of information at once, just, I cannot handle it at all. Things that are too fast-paced, I'm just terrible at. Where was it? The FUWA 56, this one. Might as well click that button there, and I think I've got it set to use the blue ammo, which everyone was shouting at me about during that first stream. Oh, I don't know. Let's use the pilot from the D1. Let's just pick a random pilot. So yeah, it looks like a biplane where the bottom wings fell off, but I'm sure there's reasons for it. This is literally my first game in this. Oh, Matanza. Well, sorry, I forgot you offered. This might be the last one, actually. Yeah, sorry, I kind of forgot. This has actually been a longer stream than I thought it probably would be. Ah, Seagate. We've not had this map at all today. This is one of the maps that's been around in game for a pretty long time. I remember playing this map back when Warplanes first released.
By the enemy.
Right, so let's hope we're top tier. We are. It's all tiers 2s. And yeah, there's maybe about a quarter of each team is bots. Maybe. Or is it a third? Has the enemy team got more bots? It's hard to tell. Some of these might be bot names, some of them might not be.
Show me what you can do, pilot.
So,
let's roll.
Yeah, it's a little bit gangly looking, but mostly because of that landing gear. I know nothing about this aircraft whatsoever. Right, I guess we'll concentrate on getting the air defence aircraft, because we're not going to do diddly squat to the ground installations with our piddly little... We've got two 7.92mm machine guns. They at least have a decent rate of fire. Man, that AA is kind of brutal. Right, there we go. Got the base, but I'm down to half health already. Right, so I'm going for that one. All of the cap areas are kind of equidistant to each other, so there's no kind of obvious we should go for this one, no we should go for this one. They're all equally spaced. I don't know, maybe I'll hang around here and try and defend. I can't go and heal at the airfield anyway. Yeah, let's just try and get a little bit of altitude. So it's a Goshawk. I don't even know how you'd say that in German. Strasser? Strasser? Don't know. Anyway, so this was meant as a trainer, but they've decided that it's going to be a tier 2 fighter. But why not? Wargaming logic. Whoa, hello. Just paying attention. Something on the bots. Oh, I keep trying to use the flap button, but of course we don't have flaps to use. Whoa, and... no. I wasn't going to survive very long on half health. I mean, I'm not sure there's much to say about this one, really. It's, oh, button. Oh, that's the other one. Yeah, it's a tier 2, you know. Tier 2 premiums are about as effective as each other in all of the wargaming games, really. I would imagine most people would get more excited about the fact they're getting a tier 5 premium with that code than a tier 2 premium. Yeah, those are both bots. The bots they're actually not bad. I think they can be a bit derpy sometimes. But I think the bots, generally speaking, are, you know, not to be underestimated. Not completely terrible. This one. 515. Just a multi-roll. I keep doing it. I keep pressing to get the flaps. All I can really do is reduce airspeed to kind of help my maneuverability a bit. But these machine guns at least don't, you know, they've got a relatively long time before you hit the overheat state. Right, we've still got. Okay. Oh, actually, we've lost the one that was next to our base, so if I get killed and respawn again, we'll maybe go and try and retake that. No, still too far away. Particularly good boost on this anyway. Oh, hello. Woo! I meant to do that. That was not particularly as planned, but never mind. We'll just pretend it was because it worked out and I didn't take too much damage. You guys must be quite good at pretending that I'm good at things at this point. I do seem to ask that of you a lot. That's another bot. I think there's a fair few bots in this tier. Do you know, compared to the number of people that were watching any Warplanes streams at all, and there was only like 3 of them when I started, yeah, we've blown that viewership away by several orders of magnitude. Maybe I should ask Wargaming to give me some codes, I don't know. As the current world #1 World of Warplanes streamer, yeah. It's a title I can wear with pride. And never mind the fact that it's because there's not really many other people streaming it right now, or just streaming it at all. Heck, if anyone was really going to get that title, it'd probably be Flamu. I think Flamu's put in some decent numbers when he's been streaming this.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be
Steal
unable
the kill.
to provide support.
Yes, there
Do
we
you
go.
copy? Over. Victory is in sight.
is it?
Keep it up.
This is mostly just bopping the bots. That incredibly distinctive roll. head-on pass, I'm sure nothing can possibly go wrong. Yeah, it does. It feels reasonably manoeuvrable. This is not quite a biplane, but it's not bad. It's not terrible to play. Where's that?
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Return to base. Do you copy?
Got assist on that. We head on. Oh, actually, got a grade 3 fighter. Just from doing laps over this base, the bots keep coming back to this one particular base. That's one thing where the bots might fall down in terms of the logic, is deciding which objectives to try and go for. I think ideally they'd be going for the ones that were the least defended, but these ones just seem to be going back to this cap point over and over and over. Which is working out nicely for me. Actually, a decent score at the end of this one. Whoa, right on his tail, but there we go, he's dead. Where's it gone? I can see that, there we go, there's one. I can kind of see the things around me, the little markers, but it's sometimes hard to find the actual plays. Boom! Grade 2 fighter! This is probably one of the best games I've had in terms of, you know, getting fighter grades. Just air kills, but I think there's just so many bots in this one that it's not that difficult to kill them. Oh, there we go, we won.
Today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's like the most stripes and chevrons I've had. 11,000. I do like that about how they've done it. Like it matters less with the tiering, and your performance is very important in terms of the final result on the score screen. Maybe more so than any of the other wargaming titles. Because there can be scenarios in tanks and warships where you as a player are doing all the right things, but you're not necessarily doing things that reward you with experience or credits. So what was that? 35,000. That's probably not too bad for a tier 2 premium. Probably better than I'd ever managed in a tier 2 premium in either of the other two WG games. Anyway, so yeah, I was just murdering the bots over and over again, and that was enough. Seal clubbing? Well, is it seal clubbing if you're killing bots? So, I think we will call the stream there. It's just past 11 PM my time, and oh, we're going to be getting on for 2 hours, so yeah, that'll do, I think. Let me have a quick look and see who else is online. So we can throw a host to somebody. Very few people are. Rocket PC Gaming, but he's playing Elite Dangerous. Don't know how many people would be interested in that. Rita Gamers playing PUBG. Is anyone else playing World of Warplanes? I don't know. I don't even have that on my follow page. Who's playing Warships? This is terribly professional of me. Oh, there's a guy called Jedi Jam. I have no idea who this person is, but you know, they have the name Jedi Jam, so we're going to give them a host. Why not? So this is just going to be one of those completely random hosts. So, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, and if you missed any of it, I'll put the mostly complete VOD up on YouTube as well, because I've been recording locally, but I missed the first bit of the stream.
Your business is appreciated.
That very first game is not there, but we had that internet dropout during that anyway, so it's fine. You didn't miss much. So have a good night wherever you are, and I shall see you next time.